Want to get some insight, some analysis on this deadlock. Let's bring in Washington executive editor Al Hunt. Al, so Speaker Boehner is going to try again. President Obama more or less promised that nothing's going to get to his desk that originates from Speaker Boehner's version of this latest bill. Why go through the practice of even having a vote today?
Good question, Margaret. Both the Speaker and the President have adopted a similar strategy. It is keep the American people in the dark strategy. Don't tell people what you're going to do. Barack Obama comes out today, 4 days beforehand, and says, we must get something done. This is a crisis. Now you get it done on Capitol Hill. At some point, the president has to say what he wants done. That's what leadership is. He abdicated once again. And Speaker Boehner is now going to put a constitutional amendment as part of this package. Presumably Paul Ryan and Jeff Flake are the modern-day Madison and Jefferson. But you know what? They're not going to tell us how you get there. They're not going to tell you how you would cut Medicare and Social Security, which they'd have to do to get a balanced budget in 10 years. It really is, a lot of games being played, Margaret.
It seems that way. The president also making the call, tweet your representative, call your representative, tell them, to act on this. But what is that really about? Is that just emphasizing the tyranny of the House, essentially?
Well, Margaret, you've gotten me into tweeting, so what am I supposed to tweet my representative? What am I supposed to tell him? I mean, Eleanor Holmes Norton doesn't have a vote in the district, but if she did, what would I tell her? I mean, I'll be glad to tweet her, but I don't know what I'm supposed to say.
I don't know. I don't know. That's why we turn to experts like you, Al.
No, but therein lies the problem. Barack Obama didn't tell you. He said it's a crisis. They ought to resolve it. And this balanced budget amendment, let me just tell you something. Paul Ryan's budget, which was much maligned, the public hates because it transforms Medicare, would have a $338 billion deficit in 2021. Anyone who votes for this constitutional amendment ought to be required to say how they would cut the Ryan budget by another $338 billion.
No, and so much of the political nuance is completely lost on Wall Street and in the public sphere. What they care about is what we may or may not hear after the close today with who gets paid what. Should we actually not get a deal by August 2nd? That has come a tremendous political cost to the president if he has to explain that bondholders have to be given priority.
Oh, I think it is. I think it's a great political cost to both sides. Yeah, I mean, if we're going to pay foreign bondholders before we pay Social Security recipients or American troops, it's probably what we have to do. But that's certainly not going to be popular in most parts of America, which is. But even more than that is it is the economic chaos, even a cataclysm that a default for stretching on for days could cause. I think everyone who's serious about this concurs, but the politicians are playing their games.
Maybe that's what you're supposed to tweet. Pay me my Social Security bill. I don't know what you're supposed to tweet your representative.
Instead of the bondholders?
I don't know, Al, but just to confuse things more, as I wrap it up with you, I'm looking at a stock market that has turned positive. Fractionally so, but turned positive as we continue to face this uncertainty. Perhaps there's hope, or perhaps it's just portfolio reshuffling. But I know 9 p.m. Eastern time tonight, you will have Political Capital right here on Bloomberg. What can we expect?
Well, Senator Ken Conrad, the chairman of the Senate Budget Committee, right in the middle of all this. And my only fear is that by the time we talk to him, by the next hour, it may be outdated. But that's the nature of this saga, isn't it?
Changing moment by moment now. We'll let you get to it.